Welcome, everybody, to It Tastes Different, Not Quite Gaming News today. Today, we're going to discuss an article regarding Call of Duty. You may have heard of it. It's a video game based on like shooting and things like that, I think. It's kind of interesting. We wanted to kind of talk about it because we all probably enjoyed it at one time. And then some of us have periodically just, I'm done. The next one, I'm done. And then one of us, I still like it. Not love it, but like it. So Call of Duty has been around for over 20 years now. And this article is all about how it's lasting this long. I mean, it's Madden with bullets. I mean, it has been around forever and a day. So this article is talking to Rob Kostic regarding Call of Duty and, you know, the reason he thinks it's lasted and been able to retain such massive sales over the years. The first person shooter has hit 30 billion in lifetime revenue and 425 million premium copies sold to date. The original came out in 2003 as a competitor to Medal of Honor, which I loved back in the day. And it's just keeps reinventing itself. It keeps doing new things. You know, it's gone from World War I, World War II, World War III, made up wars, Infinity Wars. I'm pretty sure the Avengers are in there now. I don't know. I mean, it's just going and going and going. Even the mobile version of it had like 650 million people in it. 650 million people on their toilets playing this game. That's a lot of toiletry. And as the story goes through, and I'm not going to like repeat everything he is, you know, Rob Kostic has said, president of Activision. But Call of Duty has been around for so long, and it is a staple. I play every iteration except for the last iteration. I have not played it yet because I'm waiting for a price drop. Because I just don't feel it needed a day one purchase. It just didn't have that grasp to me. Now, there's players that have given up on that series many iterations ago, like Pat. He hasn't played it since they went to World War II, I think. No, he's played it a little bit here and there, but only because he plays with us. So if he knows me and Nick are going to jump in and check it out, all right, you bastards, I'll pick it up. Nick is only going to play it when I pick it up because he likes to play him, but only single player, and then that's it. He's done afterwards. And he may not even finish it. I enjoy him. I still enjoy the multiplayer, but I don't live on him. I'm not one of those people that just live and breathe. Oh my God, I got to get home and play Call of Duty so I can listen to people call me the N-word for 5 hours straight. It's just not my thing. But I've always enjoyed the single player of the series, usually. But the story talks about why Rob Kostic thinks that the series has been able to last this long because of innovations and things like that. Like when they created the first in-game fish that swam out of your way. We were all marveled by it. Nick he texted me. He was like, fish, move, holy shit. It was nuts. So let's talk to these guys about it. I still enjoy the series. I don't love the series. Never not enjoyed a game. It's just the enjoyment has not progressed like it typically does because there is a lot of the samey that happens. And then they make changes where you can wall run and fly and shoot rockets at your ass and stuff. And the game series takes some divergences that I don't like. So, because I know Pat is the biggest critic of Call of Duty. Let's jump to him and see why he thinks people still continue to play this series after all these years, why it still continues to dominate the FPS world. Pat, what do you think?
Well, I think the article is flawed to begin with, because the actual article is that it says why Call of Duty has lasted 20 years without triggering franchise exhaustion. But I think they have triggered franchise exhaustion. I mean, their highest selling Call of Duty game was back in 2010 with 31 million copies sold. And that was Black Ops.
Yes, but they continue to sell millions of copies.
So let's put it this way. How far back do we want to go? Anything within the teens. Let's put it in the teens. They don't come close to that 30 million. We got 19 million for Modern Warfare 4 and World War II. So anything that's been put out in the last 5 years hasn't even reached 17 million. So there is, in my opinion, there is exhaustion in this game market. People aren't playing it as much as they used to. And what I think it is because they don't innovate anymore. They don't do anything different anymore. They're more worried about creating something that can be an esports game. So you can't change too much in your formula if you're wanting to put out an esports game, right? Because if you do, you can't put out a game every year. I mean, that's their whole thing, is to put a game out every year. And I think players are just done with this. I mean, players are just, so you could take what I say with a grain of salt, because this is not my jam. I play this game with my friend, and that's about the only time I play. You're very rarely, I shouldn't say ever because I have, but you're very rarely, if ever, going to catch me playing one of these games without these guys online to play with. I don't feel like sitting in a lobby getting shot as soon as I spawn in, or constantly dying and have a kill ratio of like 5 deaths to 1 kill. You know, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not a big PvP gamer anyway. The single player games are okay. They have some really good stories and stuff like that, and I've enjoyed that. But to me, I only buy the game if I buy this game, if those two are going to play it right away. But in the last few versions, they have waited until it's been on sale. Like, I'm talking deep sale. And then I'll pick it up with them, and it's usually like substantially cheaper than what it was when it came out. It's not $70, it's 35 or 30 or something like that. And we'll pick it up and play together. And then I'll go through the single player campaign to check out the cool story. But I haven't, I can't. What was the last one I think we played? Was it the World War I one that they did? What was it? Call of Duty. I think they call it 1 or something weird like
something
that.
Like that. Yeah. I think that was the last one you did play with us.
And we did do the Modern Warfare stuff, right? Because we did the Warzone, right? Yeah. So, we did some of that stuff, but in the last 5 years, they've not been doing great.
Modern Warfare 2 released last November. In the first 3 days, it had 800 million in sales.
No, that can't be right, because
according to the Modern Warfare 2, according to the investors' call, so take that with a grain of salt. Modern Warfare 2 crossed 1 billion in sales in 10 days.
That blows all the rest of them out of the water then on the list.
Now, but the thing about that game now, and it's just, this is all opinion stuff, but it also released with a newer iteration of Warzone. So Warzone has been doing really well for the Call of Duty franchise. It's outpaced Apex and all those other up and comers. I'm not sure where it places around Fortnite competitively, but so the Warzone is doing really well for itself.
There's no way, because I just checked 5 sites. Call of Duty Black Ops has sold the most copies out of any of the Call of Duty series at 31 million copies. There's no way they sold 85 million copies of that game.
I'm just telling you right here, according to the investorsactivision.com.
Is that money? Is that profit and not number of units sold?
No, it says I'm para-reading here. I'm not going through the whole article. It just says Modern Warfare 2 is the highest grossing entertainment opening of 2022. Modern Warfare 2 is the number one selling opening franchise in history, topping 800 million in sales through following the first 3 days of
that's 800 million in sales. That's not number of units sold.
No, I'm just saying sales. I don't know about units.
So it has sold
800 million.
It's not sold even 10 million copies. So,
well, number one selling in the franchise history at 800 million.
Yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops sells 30 million copies sold. So whatever 30 million times $60 is. So all I'm saying is so if you rank them according to like Statistage and everything who tracks like sales, Call of Duty Black Ops sold 31 million. Modern Warfare 3 sold Modern Warfare 3. Is that Modern Warfare? Yeah. Modern Warfare 3 sold 30 million. Call of Duty Modern Warfare for 2019, they got 30 million as well. So that must be the one. I don't know which one that one is. And then, Cold War, Black Ops Cold War sold another 30 million. Black Ops 2 sold 29, et cetera, et cetera. Call of Duty Ghost sold 28 million. Black Ops 3 sold 26. Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 sold 25 million copies. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 21 million. And then Call of Duty World War II in 2017 sold 19 million copies. So that's the ranking on Statistasia and this other status sites, who track stats of things. All I got to say is that they're all over the place. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze about, right? Selling 10 million copies of anything is nothing to sneeze about. Is it profitable? Yes. But it's not for me. So whatever I say about the game, you can throw it out the window because it's not my jam. So, all I'm doing is pure numbers game here. I do think that there is franchise exhaustion. There is a lot of hype around the next, Modern Warfare game or whatever's coming out. There's a lot of hype around it. I've seen a lot of stuff, a lot more than I've seen over the last couple of years on anything Call of Duty related. So they must be doing something new or everybody's excited about something. I don't know. But to me, they're all the same. But FPSs have never been my primary thing for gaming. So, but there are a lot of people who do nothing but play this type of game. Just like there's plenty of people out there who do nothing but play sports games. So there's a game for everybody, and there's no knock at anybody who this is their jam and this is their game. That's cool. But to say that there is no franchise exhaustion, I think is kind of, not truthful in all honesty. I think that it's going stale, but if you sell 20 million copies of a game and that's what we call stale, then who cares? You're doing great, right? I mean, as long as you're making money, then whatever, keep doing whatever you want. Because obviously they're doing it right. But for me, not my cup of tea. And I'll be honest, I could care less if the franchise kept going or not. I think, I don't know, man. I hate to say this. I don't like their parent company. That's all I can say about it. And
Nobody does.
I could, I could care less if they went under. I hate to say that because there's plenty of people that work there, but I think they're one of the dirtiest, greediest gaming companies out there that's alive today. And if they went under tomorrow, I wouldn't shed a tear for them. I'd feel bad for all the people that work there, but I wouldn't feel much remorse for them no longer being in the game development genre. But that's my thing. Plenty of people love this. Nick, what do you think, man? Do you believe that there is no franchise exhaustion for the Call of Duty series games?
No, I think there's plenty of franchise exhaustion for this series. For me personally, it exhausted a long time ago. It's easy. The problem is I feel like it's just easy for them, right? They tweak a few settings, call it Call of Duty, whatever, and then they release it and people buy the crap out of it, right? It's played and everything, and then people go online and complain how it's the same game, but then when the next one comes out, they'll do the same thing again. And it's the same thing with a lot of these franchises like Madden, FIFA, all these franchises that have yearly releases. They're the same exact thing. They tweak a few things, change a few color palettes, and they release it out in the wild, and people go, "Oh my God," and then you got critics going, "Man, this is revolutionary." Well, no, it's not revolutionary. It's the same damn game we got last year and the year before that and the year before that. They just called it something different. I mean, there's a lot of franchises that are like that, that I wish would die out.
Well, and they confuse it. They're confusing, right? Like, how many Modern Warfare 2s and 3s have there been? Have there only been like one?
This is the first Modern Warfare 3. I think Modern Warfare.
I thought there was Modern Warfare 3.
There was three. There was 3 originals, and now we're into the reboot.
But they weren't Modern Warfare, were they?
Yeah, they were. I think back when Infinity War.
So the original Modern Warfare was the one that took them out of World War II.
Owned them or was developing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. Because that's why when I mentioned Modern Warfare 2 from like 2009, I was like, wait a minute. Didn't we just have Modern Warfare 2? So, yeah, their naming scheme, they're pulling the Microsoft naming scheme where they're just... so these are all reboots? Is that what they are?
But they're using numbers.
How can you reboot a series that's not really based on...
Instead of 3, 2, and 1, they're using the Roman numerals now.
Yeah.
Now we've upgraded. We've upgraded to Roman numerals. Jeez. This is, I mean, yes, there are. I guess I forgot those existed. But yeah, because I knew Modern Warfare, they rebooted that one, but for some reason I was thinking there wasn't a 2 and 3, but apparently there was. But those were numbers. These are Roman numerals. We got totally different games, right? I mean, this is the thing I hate though, and it's easy for a company like Activision to do something like this, right? And this goes in the same thing as any game that's a franchise where they have yearly releases. I don't like the yearly release thing because for them, like I said, all they got to do is change the color palette, throw it out there and say, brand new game, everybody. And it's not a new game. It's the same damn game we got last time. Modern Warfare 3 will be Modern Warfare 2. And Modern Warfare 2 was Modern Warfare 1, right? I mean, they do put new stuff into it. There is some development behind it, but like, I would be more interested in a Call of Duty game if it was gone for like 3 or 4 or 5 years or something like that. And then it came back with a new one. And I'd be like, oh, but when it's every year, I'm like, I'm tired of seeing Call of Duty. It's the same, like news articles and player hype and everything is like, it's like a repeat every single year when this game comes out. And people go, the people that play it, they go nutso over it. And it's the same damn game we got the last 5
No, it's not, man. They added new skins and map packs, more ways to take your money.
Yeah, new microtransactions.
They now have red and green berets.
That's right.
And don't forget, they've added purple reticles too.
And in this one, I don't know, because I thought I'd read somewhere like a lot of the multiplayer maps are just rehashes of the old multiplayer maps. I don't know if they have some new ones.
There's new ones, but they're also launching with, I want to say it's like 16 of the Modern Warfare 2 and 1 maps with it, but they're all, upgraded and blah, blah, blah. So,
sure.
But the Call of Duty multiplayer is not really my jam anymore either. I still enjoy the story. I love the cinematics of the single players. Modern Warfare 1 on the original and even honestly, even the re-release, the remaster of Modern Warfare 1 was fantastic. It'd been long enough to where it's okay. You can have that one. You can make the remaster. It's okay. It's been long enough. But they did such a good job on it that to me, it was well worth it. I've always enjoyed the cinematics. That's what, to me, Call of Duty was always about before the multiplayer. And then when multiplayer came out, obviously, oh, this is kind of cool. Oh, I could shoot him in the face hole. Nice. But I mean, you guys are right, though. I mean, it is. It's literally the multiplayer is just the last multiplayer, just with a new gun, a new way to run around in a circle and get shot in the back. You're absolutely right there. For me, it's never been the multiplayer. I enjoy it from time to time, and I will play from time to time because I'm not bad at it. Battlefield, I love Battlefield multiplayer, but I suck at Battlefield. But I like playing in multiplayer better than that, just because it's more unique. It's a little different. It definitely takes a little more planning, I would say, but I still suck ass at it. But it's fun. I don't think that there's major fatigue, but I would agree there is fatigue.
I have to just mention this. When I was searching for like research material on this, I came across an article that said Modern Warfare 3 hype train is because Modern Warfare is going to be the best game in the series due to a boatload of features and improvement. And they listed the top 4 or 5. And here's the top 5. Number 5 is the map. All 16 maps from Modern Warfare 3, the original version, will be in this game. So that's a feature and improvement. What kind of shit is this? And then number 4, feature. we're going back to the classic mini map. So that's not a new feature.
This is mad.
We're going back to zombies. Oh, wait a minute. That's not a new added feature. That existed already. Your cosmetics and weapons carryover. Oh my God. Yay. Freaking smack me in the face. That's such a stupid thing to tout as a feature, and then fluid movement. We've got fluid movement compared to Warfare 2. That's a boatload of features and enhancements. You might as well just say
we forgot about the fish.
No, the fish is gone. There's no fish in this one. They
might as well just say we slapped a 3 on the end of it.
Yeah.
Now give us $70. I mean,
we slapped a 3 and took the maps from the original 3 and brought them over. And then we brought your cosmetics from 2 that you bought over with you. We're being nice here, guys. We don't want you to buy them again. We're also bringing back zombies, which we've had. We're also going back to the retro mini map that we used to have because it's so much better than what we came out with the last couple of years. And don't forget, we've also made movement feel a little bit more fluid. So what that really means is you can cancel weapon reloading in the middle of reloading. That's such new features. This is like iPhone claiming to have created something that Android made 5 years ago and saying this is the first time it's ever been. This is the fish thing all over again that they stole from Nintendo.
I mean, the thing about it is I would like to see Call of Duty. Well, one of two things, right? One, it's not going to die off and go away, right? It makes them money. And so it's going to continue to be made. But I would like to see it. Pat's right. There is no innovation. They don't have to innovate. All they have to do is re-release it, call it something different, and people will gobble it up like it's nothing else. And that's the thing I hate about games that come out every single year, because that's what they do with them. They don't reinvent them. They don't innovate in them. They just rehash the same thing because that's all they have to do, right? The orcs went from green to purple, and that's all they have to do. And now it's a brand new game. And that's the thing I don't like about it. So for me, the franchise fatigued a long time ago, and I don't play them unless, me and Shane game share. So if Shane picks it up and buys it, that, I automatically get the game as well. And so then I will download it and try it out because, I like video games. So a free game, I'm not going to pass that up and try it out. But once I start playing and I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I beat the single player portion of a Call of Duty. It was probably like maybe the World at War, maybe the last one I beat. Or no, Ghosts. I think Ghosts was the last one I beat.
Oh, Lord.
And that game was horrible.
Dude, that's 10 years ago. You realize that now? That's 10 years ago.
I've played a lot of the single player campaign of the other ones, but I've never finished them because I'm just, it's even in the single player campaigns, I feel like it's just rehashing of the same Michael Bay moments and stuff like that. So I'm tired of it. I want them to, I want them to take the franchise and do something, take a long hiatus. Let those they have 3 damn developers making a Call of Duty game. So they come out every single year. Yep. Let them make something different. Have one developer take 5-10 years or something to make, 4. Okay. Well,
you got to include the mobile guys.
Take all of them, except for one of them. Let that one create a Call of Duty for like 10 years and then come out with some new Call of Duty game 10 years later. And let the other 3 like make something new, right? You're holding back 3 or 4 altogether development studios from being able to develop anything other than Call of Duty. Those guys have got to be sick and tired of seeing fucking Call of Duty.
I mean, but they may be, but I think this probably makes Activision more money than any of its other IPs.
Oh, right? I agree.
By far. But you guys are forgetting now, once the acquisition goes through with Microsoft, do you guys think Microsoft's going to continue having the 3 developers plus, well, the mobile I know will happen. I'm not worried about that one. But I
think all 4 of them have worked on the full-fledged games. I mean, Infinity Ward,
Treyarch, Sledgehammer, Treyarch. Those are the 3
Raven
bigs.
Software. Raven Software.
And
Raven Software did Black Ops Cold War and some other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking they just had a mobile guy, but that's right. I forgot about Raven.
They also did like the original Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Let them do something different.
Now that's what I was about to say.
Let them free.
So the founders of Sledgehammer Games, they're the ones who created Dead Space. They're the ones who created the zombies mode as well. Let them do something else. That's one thing I'm excited for. If Microsoft does it, is let those guys make something new. Let those guys make some.
Microsoft
really
won't do
stuff.
shit.
No,
they'll buy them and they'll just let them do whatever they want. I mean, Microsoft's been, and we've even talked about this before. Microsoft's been too much of a hands-off with their acquisitions. Now we want them to be hands-off, but they've been like way too hands-off, and that's why we got things like Redfall and the other crap
and Redfall
and the other stuff that has bombed for them. Where we've talked about it before, where Microsoft needs to be a little bit more hands-on. I don't like, no one like micromanaging, but it seems like a little bit of micromanaging needs to happen on that side. I just feel like when they buy Activision Blizzard, it's just going to be business as usual.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, what's the business going to be? I mean, because I don't believe Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, Ravensoft, I don't believe all 4 of those developers are going to be like, well, if they're going to let us do what we want, I'm not going to just sit and make Call of Duty. I'm going to try to make things new. Now,
they're not going to. I mean, basically, their structure is going to remain the same. Activision's still going to exist as a subsidiary, but they're going to be the ones controlling the studios under them. Microsoft's not going to flatten their structure.
I think
they're making money. Know. And Microsoft just spent $65 billion. They're not about to make money.
That's 3 Call of Duties. They got that.
I mean, you have.
They already got enough, negative press because they weren't going to, or not negative press, but the players being all pissy because Microsoft was going to stop Call of Duty from going to PlayStation. So they sure as hell ain't going to squash that from coming out every year.
And they never were. That's what was funny. I mean, that'd be cutting a goddamn foot off. I mean, I spent $65 billion, but I don't want to make money on it.
Both legs off at the knees because of PlayStation. But here's the thing you have to understand is they put out, and literally, it is a Call of Duty game a year. I don't think they've missed a year since like they first started making the game, like 2003, then 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18. They have put out a game every year except for 2004, which is the first year after the original Call of Duty. So that should tell you something. And every year it's a little bit different. That different studio is running it. So like it takes 4 years for them to develop a Call of Duty game. They have this thing down packed. So each studio is working on the next version. So we already know that that Sledgehammer Games is making the one that's coming out in this year. So Infinity Ward's already working on a Call of Duty game. Treyarch is already working on one. Ravensoft, they've got 3 more in the pipeline that are bacon at various degrees of doneness. So Microsoft's not going to come in there and say, you've been making so much money, we want you to change what you're doing and stop making Call of Duty. They're going to be like, keep making Call of Duty, keep doing what you're doing. We're going to let you run your studios the way you want because you were making money and we paid $65 billion for a reason.
Nah, I don't know. I think Microsoft might try to mix things up because they don't want people. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying it would be in their best interest to use those developers in a little bit more meaningful way because they have some pedigree behind them. And I didn't realize High Moon was a part of Activision, High Moon Studios. I just saw that. So
Activision owns a crap ton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do. So, but I don't know. I personally I've been exhausted with the multiplayer for a while. It's fun to jump into time to time. It's one of those things. Yeah, I feel like relieving some stress and shooting people. That's fine from time to time. I cannot live on it, but I've always enjoyed the cinematics. So, I would agree though. I think there is some burnout. I mean, everything has burnout. The Forzas, the Maddens, all of those. You're going to get burnout, but if you do it right, you can bring in new people, because you burnt out some of the old. So I think I'm excited to see what happens with Activision after the purchase and what happens to the developers. And I would just love to see Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer, Ravensoft, make some games that are just different. I would love to see Ravensoft go back to, oh God, what was a franchise they did where they had, you shoot somebody with a shotgun in the leg, their leg comes off. There was a whole series on those games. I cannot remember.
Soldier of Fortune.
Soldier of Fortune, yeah.
No,
Which
I
they
like
are
the Hexen
making, or
games.
no, they're not making a new Soldier of Fortune. That was Delta Force. But yeah, Soldier of Fortune would be
Delta
awesome. They
Force,
also
yeah.
did make Hexen. And that would
Hexen,
be
yeah, that was
cool.
another one. Yeah. So, they've got good pedigree there. Let's, don't burn them out. Let them do something else. Hell, let Turn 10 make a freaking Call of Duty. Everybody be running around.
Well, Turn 10's making, Playground games, which is
Playground is, yeah.
They're making Fable, right? So Microsoft's letting them do something else besides Forza Horizon.
So, there's no telling, but Pat's also right. They're not gonna, they're not gonna cut their legs off, trying too many new things. That's for damn sure. So, but, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. I do think you're going to see a lot of blowback on the first Call of Duty game, from Microsoft. I think you're going to have those dieharders. No, I'm not going to play it. It's just, they're owned by Microsoft, dumbasses. Just play the games and have fun, be quiet. So, but you guys got anything else to say? I think we beat the Call of Duty out of this thing. All right. Well,
Let my developers go.
Let my developer be free.
Set them free. Yep.
All right. Well, you made it to the end. Like Pat always says, hit that subscription and notifications, all the good stuff. But let us know what you think. Are you burnt? What was the last Call of Duty you played? What was the last single player you beat? Do you still enjoy it? Do you like, Warzone? What are your thoughts on all this? What are your thoughts on the acquisition? Should Microsoft let some of those developers go do some other things? Make them happy a little bit. Maybe a new Dead Space, maybe just, baby. So, but let us know what you think. And until next time, see ya.